looks like. Okay, I just want to check if you see. Give me 1 second. We go here. We go to Kindred Hearts. There we go. Right, I just want to quickly double check if you can see my screen. Can you see the website? We can. Okay, awesome. Thanks. Let me move this out the way. Right, there we go. All right, so this is what the Kindred Hearts website looks like. It's kindredheartsteam.com. And then what happens is the person who introduced you to Kindred Hearts, they will give you their username. And then you click on join. And once you click on join, you put their username as the invitee. And then from there, you fill in your name, your phone number, your email address, and you create a username and password. And then that's it. You're logged in. You're done. Very simple. So what I'm going to do, this is my username over here. It's called WRI. And I'm going to go submit. All right, then this is basically all the boards that I've journeyed on already. You remember, like I showed you in the presentation, I started off. So this is on the 24th of January. I came onto the board, and then the person that I gifted, so here I am over here, WRR. I gifted Parable 8. I came onto the board as a freshman. Then what happened is a day later, what happened is the people that I shared Kindred Hearts with started getting people immediately. And I moved up to the sophomore position. That was on day number 2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 people came in as a freshman, moved me up to the position over here. Then, about a day after that, I moved up to the, there we go, I moved up to the sophomore position, because what happened is another 1, 2, 3, 4 freshmen came in and moved me up to the sophomore. And then on day 5, this is when people started contacting me and saying, hey Chris, how can I gift you? Click 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Here we are. So this was me at the senior position. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All these 8 people contacted me and gifted me. Once they gifted me, I popped out of the senior position and I moved on to the $400 board. And then when I moved on to the $400 board, I'm going to go to the first $400 board. Here we go. There we are. And this is where I ended up. I came in as a freshman on the $400 board, and then more people started to follow me. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 freshmen came in and moved everybody up to the next level. And then this is when I got to the end of the $400 board, retired. Here we go. And this is me over here. This was about, yeah, just on a month ago. I was senior over here, and this is where I received my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times $400 is what I received as gifts. And like I mentioned to you, I've gone onto the $1,000 board, which I'm so excited about. There we go. This is where I am right now on the $1,000 board. And here is the senior of that $1,000 board. Here I am over here in the sophomore position, like I explained to you. I've got 1, 2, 3 freshmen that have come in. I've got 1 more freshman to come in on this hemisphere of the board. And that means I move up to the junior position. And then what will happen is once 1, 2, 3, 4, once these freshmen come in as well, they're also going to move up at the same time. And then we're all going to meet together when we get up to the $2,000 board. So that's basically what the back office looks like. So you always go to Member Center over here. You go to Member Center, and this is where you find your board. What you must not do is click on board placement. This is only when you're moving from the $100 board to the $400 board. That's the only time you ever press board placement. Otherwise, to find your board placement or your board, you go to Member Center. So there we go. So that's just a quick overview of what the system looks like. It's a very basic, but let me tell you something, guys. I think people, they look at the simplicity of it and think, no, this can't be. And that's the secret, is the simplicity. This system is so powerful. What's happening in the background, especially on the perpetual board, when the computer algorithms randomly put you all in the right places, it's the most amazing thing to see. So basically, when it comes to Kindred Hearts, I want to talk about the concept of sowing and reaping. And sowing and reaping is all about, you need to give in order to receive. Now, if you look at money, money is an energy. Money is an energy. It is an energy. It's a transfer. It's a transfer of energy. You cannot just keep receiving, receiving, and receiving. And you can't also keep just giving, giving, and giving. It's a two-way street. You've got to give and receive to get that circular perpetual motion going. I've always been a giver my whole life. And 2 years ago is when I had to make my change in my mind when it came to receiving, because I was always the one that said, no, 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 I'll pay, I'll pay, I'll pay. And eventually what happens is you start blocking the money. Now, this is on a universal spiritual level. You consciously think, no, don't worry, this is fine. The money will keep coming. I'm just a good person. You need to allow it to flow, because if you don't, you're actually blocking the money coming your way. So nowadays, when a person says to me, oh, Chris, I'd like to pay for lunch, straight away, you know what I do? I say thank you. I say thank you, because I need to allow the money to flow. And that's just the way it works. And if you look at the concept of sowing and reaping, I wrote it up on the board over here. It says, the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. You need to be patient, you need to be humble, and don't give up. And the way this works is, when a person says no to you in the system, what they're actually saying is not right now. And the reason why I want to bring the sowing and reaping into this is everything works on a 90-day cycle. Everything works in 90 days. There's a new season every 90 days. Every 3 months is a new season. And in 90 days, people's lives change dramatically. I'm going to give you an example. You share Kindred Hearts to somebody tomorrow. You send them maybe the doodly clip, or you send them onto a Zoom, and they say to you, no, this is not for me, or not right now. What they're really saying is, I'm not ready at the moment, because they might both have jobs, the husband and wife, spouses, they got good jobs, they've got money coming in, everything is fine. And then when you speak to them in 3 months' time, after 90 days, they'll say, oh my word, you're not going to believe it. My spouse has been retrenched. We're now living on one salary only. So that person that said no to you, all of a sudden is now open to have a look. They're more open to have a look at something different. So never see it as a rejection, and never take rejection personally. All they're saying is not right now. So so everything works on a 90-day cycle. One day I'm going to do maybe end of the week or early next week. I've actually got some really good material on the concept of the sowing and reaping, and also just a little bit of training on when a person says no to you, and certain things when a person says, I don't have the time, or I don't have the money, or I don't know two people, that type of thing. That's what I'll talk through. So there we go. So I just want to, I was chatting to Jessie earlier on, and she wanted me to go through 2 or 3 things. So while we're on the call, this is just a bit of, if you want to call it, housekeeping. The first thing I want to talk about is getting 2 people. On the Telegram group, what we've noticed is a person will, negative, just looking for risk on how it is. If somebody else can just, Sylvia, if you can answer all the questions, talking about risk. The only risk here really is $100. Guys, $100 is all the risk. And also, keep in mind, we're not putting money into a PTY Limited or an LLC or a trader or a broker's account. Guys, this is not money that goes into a fund that gets distributed to people. You put money into a fund, they can run away with your money. Your money's gone. Been there, done that. I've got the t-shirt. This is a peer-to-peer, person-to-person gifting system. Person-to-person gifting system. So the risk is, sure, let me tell you something. There is no risk in Kindred Hearts. There is no risk. This is a community of like-minded and like-hearted people that are working together. So, and it's automated. Like I said to you earlier on, it's an automated system that tracks everything. So we don't have to do this on a spreadsheet and on a WhatsApp group. This is automated by the back office. Sustained by peer-to-peer, gift-to-gift. Thank you, Chrissy. Yes, exactly.
You know, Chris, you and I often speak about this topic of risk. You know, I ride bikes. I've worked in war zones and stuff like that. I did what was risky to get a salary at the end of the month. Okay, not knowing if I was going to get a salary at the end of the month. So we are inviting you into a community that stands on a high level of integrity. So you take a risk every day going to work, you take a risk every day walking across the street. So even $100 here is not a risk. Why is it not a risk? Because we work together as a community. When you come home to your family and you bring food to your family, what was the risk? The risk was that you were bringing food to your family. And that is not a risk. That's exactly what we do here. We ensure that we bring like-minded people into a community to assist them. So in actual fact, there's no risk.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Reeks. That's spot on, hey? Absolutely spot on. And, you know, the biggest thing is what Jesse and I were talking about earlier is two people. Guys, what I want to talk about up front is when you share Kindred Hearts with somebody, this is not a structure where you register two people merely for the fact of filling spots. That's not how this works. Kindred Hearts is an energy. It's got to flow. It's got to move. So think about a movement, guys. Think about a movement. $100 in, get two, it moves. $100 in, get two, it moves. That's how it's got to flow. A lot of times you'll see a person, they'll come on to Kindred Hearts and they will register their 92-year-old grandmother and their 6-year-old child. And then nothing happens on the board. Nothing happens. And I say, right, I want to ask you a question. Is your gran going to be registering two people? No. And is your 6-year-old child, are they going to be registering two people? No, she's not. Well, how on earth are you going to expect any movement? Every position, guys, has to have two people that are going to carry the message and do exactly the same thing. That's what keeps the flow going. So on the Telegram group, I see people coming on that have not shared this with people. They haven't shared it with anybody yet. And then they come onto the group and say, I need help. Can somebody please register two people underneath me? Guys, the system does not work like that. It blocks the energy from the point of view where how can you receive something if you haven't given anything yet? When a person goes green, that means that they've registered one person. And they come to me and say, Chris, I want to get my second person, but they're waiting for payday. It's 2 weeks time. Do you have anybody? Then I'm the first to jump and say, yes, I will give this person in your spot and we'll keep the flow going, because when that person comes on, they're going to do the same thing. But do not come to me and you have not shared this with anybody and you expect somebody else to put two people underneath you. Guys, from an energy point of view, that is not correct. It's not going to flow. This is a two-way street. You've got to give to receive. Otherwise, it's not going to flow. So Also, if you look at it, I did an exercise the other day, guys. The average person on their cell phone, I'm talking about a worldwide average. If you go to your contacts on your phone, you can Google it right now. The average person has 472 contacts on their phone. So if you come, before you come onto Kindred Hearts and you say, I don't know 2 people, I'm going to say this as politely as possible. My answer to that is don't insult me. Don't insult me. You've got 472 people on your cell phone, and you're telling me that you can't share this with 2 people? 2 people that you can save a person's life? Guys, get out of your head and get into your heart. That's when things will change. Stop trying to share this with your head. When it comes from your heart and you genuinely want to help other people, the people are going to be coming in so quickly you're not going to know what to do. I thought I would just cover that. I thought I'd just cover that tonight. I felt I needed to get that message across. Guys, this is a community of people working together. Don't abuse other people. Don't abuse people. We will help, but don't abuse. And then the other thing I want to cover is the gifting. Guys, when you come on to Kindred Hearts, the moment you come on, what then happens is you're going to get a little gray screen that comes up. And what's going to happen is it's going to tell you who the senior is of the board. What you do is you contact that senior immediately and make your gift to them. You've made a decision. What are you waiting for? You don't register and 4 days later, 5 days later, decide, oh, yes, let me gift the person. You've made a commitment. Get on and start moving. You don't go to the shop and you do your grocery shopping and you walk out with the trolley and you go home and you pack all your things into your cupboard and you think, you know what, let me pay the store maybe by Thursday or Friday. Guys, they're not going to let you out the store until you've made the payment. So it's the same concept here, guys. The moment you've made a decision, make the gift immediately and you get the boards flowing. I thought I wanted to cover that very quickly. Then when it comes to gifting, as I mentioned, it's a person-to-person gifting system, right? So what's going to happen is when a person comes onto the board, they're going to ask you, they're going to say, I would like to gift you your $100. How would you like to receive your gift? Now you can choose how you want to receive your gift. If you're in South Africa, like most of us are, you can send your banking details and people can do an EFT. Once they've sent you the copy of payment and it's cleared in your bank account, you get accepted onto the system. If we're talking about people overseas, now we're starting to reach people globally. A means of payment would be PayPal, or a means of payment would be Bitcoin. If you understand Bitcoin, you use Bitcoin as a means of payment. This is a person-to-person interaction, and this is an agreement between you and the person that's come onto the board, how you would like to receive your gift. So when a person comes onto your board, now say you are sitting at senior position, you're going to see a red person come on. This is a freshman that comes on, right? If you see the freshman has come onto your board and the person is there for longer than, say, 24 to 48 hours and they have not made contact with you, guys, be proactive. Be proactive. Reach out to them and say, hi, I am the senior on the board. I see that you've just joined Kindred Hearts. I see that you are a freshman. I believe that you are on the $400 or the $100 board. How would you like to make your gift? And they will come back to you. And this is when you start the interaction and you decide on a way of gifting, a way of payment. So it's PayPal and is it PayPal or EFT only? You can do Bitcoin, like I said as well. There's TransferWise. There's many different ways of doing it. But right now, it's an EFT and PayPal. I've been using PayPal for many years, guys. PayPal worldwide is the easiest thing to do. What you do with PayPal is you just download the app. Download the app, you link your credit card to it, and what you're doing, you're either receiving or you're either sending. It is as simple as that. I will put onto the group. It's about a 3-minute clip, a YouTube clip on how to register with PayPal. It takes literally 3 minutes. My son just turned 18 last week, and I want to send him money for his birthday. And guess what he did on Saturday night? He lives in Florida in the USA, my son, and he registered with PayPal, and he linked his USA bank account onto PayPal. He sent me a request. I told him $500. That's his birthday present for now. So he sent me a request for $500. I received the link. I pressed on the link and I said send. It was out of my account and he received it immediately. So yes, PayPal for now, international, that's the way of doing it. And then, yes, and then the last thing I want to talk about is the passwords. Guys, I've created a PDF on showing you step by step how to register. When it comes to passwords, keep the password under 14 characters, okay? Less than 14 characters. And then also, don't use @ exclamation marks, hashtags. Don't use any of those funny symbols, guys. You must keep it letters and numbers only and keep it under 14 characters. If that happens and you go and do a password that is over 14 characters and it's got all these funny symbols and everything, guys, you're going to have an issue. You're not going to be able to get into your account. Then you've got to send a lady an email, and then she's going to reset it and that type of thing. This is a person doing this out of her own accord, for free, and it might take her 2 or 3 days to get back to you. This is one lady handling all the password changes. She's doing this out of the goodness of her heart. So guys, no long passwords, no funny symbols and everything. Let's keep that simple. So I think I've covered the 3 things that people have asked me to talk about tonight. Jessie, have I covered everything? Does it make sense? Thumbs up? Or...
Yes, I think so. Yes, I think so. Thank you so much, Chris. I think that people, all that answers, my PayPal, Bitcoin, and all those things, there's nothing to bother them now anymore. They must just do the job.
There we go. Love it. Thank you, Jessie. Thank you for that. So, yeah, so let's have a look. Yo, we've got 46 people still on the call. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to every single person that's taken the time out on this public holiday. Is there anybody that wants to, because we're going to close off now. What's the time? We've got basically 2 minutes. I like to keep it within an hour. If there's anybody that's got something that they would like to share, I'm going to open the floor for like the next 30 seconds. Anybody that's got something on their heart that they want to share.
Yeah, I'll share something, which is that Kindred Hearts is something that is very simple. I'm not a sophisticated person financially. I've always been one of those people, even though you know, I'm an entrepreneur, I've worked for myself. I never went to banks or anything because it never resonated with me to go into some sort of fancy thing. And so I would always just pay for something as I could. And Kindred Hearts is just really beautiful in the way that it builds connections and community, because this is really about cooperation and not corporation. And there's an enormous difference there. And we've all been, all of us in Western countries anyway, have been indoctrinated into that old paradigm where we think that, you know, things have to be a certain way. And, you know, I've also had the experience of people thinking that it's too good to be true. Well, what's the catch? You know, what? I don't understand. And, but it is a beautiful thing. And, you know, with some people, once they see how you're doing with it, then they will come on board later. And, you know, because we can actually bring in more than 2 people eventually down the road, which is something that, you know, can be addressed at some point, not to muddy the issue right now, but yeah, so good to see all of you, fellow kindred hearters.
Wow, thank you, Demetria. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow.
I would like to ask, how do we stay in touch with your chat? Is there a chat group or something that we can stay in touch with your line of communication?
Yes, we have a Telegram group. We've got over 400 people already on that Telegram group in a very short time frame. And you are more than welcome to connect with us and get onto the Telegram group, definitely. So I think between, because I see Chrissy's still on the call, I think we can all connect with Chrissy. Chrissy can get everybody onto the group. And it's just so amazing to see globally how we're all working together as a community and as a family. It's absolutely beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Chris, for hosting again tonight. And I just wanted to introduce my beautiful friends, Royale and Demetria. And Royale is part of the Kindred Hearts Global Collaborative group that I just invited you to take part in. And they're a group of leaders globally in the Kindred Hearts community that have come together to assist one another in bringing us all together in unity and oneness. Instead of having all of these separate groups, which is creating more division, we're looking for more unity and more oneness. And we're really excited in the North American branch of the Kindred Hearts community that we're going to be launching within the next week, something that we are calling Kindred Hearts University, which is going to be an educational platform for those people who are interested in Kindred Hearts, those who are just getting started in Kindred Hearts, and for all of us to kind of gather together in unity and oneness to help each other. So going to be very exciting to be able to share Kindred Hearts University with all of you when we launch that at some point this week.
Oh, Chrissy, I've got goosebumps. Oh, this is so exciting. Wow. Oh, I'm honored. I'm honored to be part of the group with you, special people. Oh.
And Royale invited Demetria to Kindred Hearts, and Demetria invited Devorah, who invited me. So they're kind of the elders of this Kindred Hearts community. So if it were not for them, I know that your line is directly connected to me. So through Dalton and Carl and so yes, if it were not for these two beautiful beings of light, we all wouldn't be here. So it's such an honor that they've taken the time to be in presence with us here tonight. It's really wonderful to have them both here.
Yes.
Wow.
I look forward, yeah, and thank you so much. That presentation was so beautiful. And I understand that I might get a chance to talk to the lady who actually created Kindred Hearts. And I want to tell her about this presentation because I think she would be very happy about it. She lives in Atlanta, and it's like going to meet the Oracle in the Matrix.
Oh, you and I are resonating. Oh, Royal, we are resonating. I can feel it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful. Oh,
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to being in more contact with you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, because together we rise.
Sorry?
Together we rise.
Together we rise. Yes.
K-Heart is non-hierarchical. So no one is, you know, we're all lifting each other up. And that's really the beauty of it. It's this, you know, it's about inclusivity. Whereas before, the old paradigm, it was about, you know, it traumatized people, just the very way that it was set up. And so this is very beautiful, and is in flow and in harmony with the new way that things are now unfolding on our earth. And we are blessed to be here at this time together, lifting each other. So thank you, Chris. This was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Demetria. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sending the love.
There you go.
Sending the love.
There we go.
Kindred Hearts across the globe.
That's it.
Yes, let's send it across the globe. Let's send it across the globe.
Changing the
Wow.
narrative.
Awesome. Everybody, I want to say thank you again for the time. And I want to say good night. God bless. Enjoy your week. And we'll see you all on the Zoom calls. All right.
A tsunami of love to all of you.
Yay!
Thanks a ton, Chris, Weeks, and team.
Bye-bye,
Lots
guys.
of love,
Thanks,
everyone.
Graham.
Night,
Good
night.
night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Wow.
See you, Chris.
Cheers, my brother.
Cheers, brother.
Guys, much love. Speak to you soon, man.